Are you looking for the best folding phones? In this video, we will look at some of the best folding phones on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Razer Ultra 2025. Flip phones are already eye-catching because they look so different from the candy bar style of smartphones. But Motorola took things further with the Razer Ultra, the most fashionable smartphone today. 8 out of 10, Wired recommends. You can buy it in Alcantara, with a sustainably sourced wood back, a leather-inspired finish, or a satin-esque look. They all look and feel fantastic. It's stronger too. Motorola has improved the phone's durability with an IP48 rating for some dust protection, a titanium-reinforced hinge, and Gorilla Glass ceramic for stronger displays. The 4-inch OLED screen on the front lets you add more content than ever, like multiple widget panels, so you don't need to open the phone up as frequently. Once you do, though, you'll enjoy a super bright and colorful 7-inch AMOLED screen. All the top-end specs are here, from the powerful Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset to drive all your apps and games to 512 GB of storage if you need lots of space. The 4,700 mAh battery is better than prior versions but will still only get you through a full day with average use. At least there's fast charging, wired or wireless. The 50-megapixel main camera snaps nice photos, along with a reliable 50-megapixel ultra-wide. And while this is the best camera system Motorola has made, it's still not as up to par as those from Samsung, Apple, and Google. Still, I love being able to take a selfie with the phone closed and see a preview with the front screen. And my wife loves it when I take a picture of her because she can see a preview of herself on the other side of the phone and can correct my poor angle. Video capture is significantly better too, with Dolby Vision support that makes clips look sharp, colorful, and not too grainy in low light. You'll hear a lot about Motorola's AI features on this phone. There's even a dedicated AI button. But the long and short of it is that most of these features aren't very helpful. Pay Attention is the only one I've found myself using due to the nature of my job, and it starts a recording with real-time transcriptions and an AI summary at the end. But most flagship phones can do that these days. Don't buy it for Moto AI. Buy it because it's a flipping cool Razer. Number 2. Pixel 9 Pro Fold. In hindsight, I may have been a little harsh in my Pixel 9 Pro Fold review, 6 out of 10, Wired recommends. But that was largely because I felt like $1,800 should get you hardware at least as good as that on the cheaper Pixel 9 Pro, which is an excellent phone. Brushing this aside, this is still the book-like folding phone I prefer using out of all the options sold in the US. The external screen is wider than what you get with Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold 6 and feels nearly identical to a normal smartphone. It's not the thinnest folding device out there, but it's pretty slim in its own right, which makes holding it more manageable than ever. Open it up, and you're also getting one of the largest inner screens we've seen to date at 8 inches, which makes it an iPad mini, right? My main gripe is that there are some lesser features compared to the non-folding Pixel 9 Pro series. For example, the triple camera system here is great, but the results from the telephoto and ultra-wide are noticeably not as sharp as the photos captured on the cheaper 9 Pro devices. I also do not like that Gmail now requires you to flip the phone to landscape mode to show the more useful two-pane view. This wasn't an issue with the first-gen Pixel Fold. You might even have issues charging this thing on a wireless charging stand. These are, on the whole, minor gripes, but they might matter when splurging this much cash on a phone. Still, it's hard to stay away from this improved piece of hardware and the Pixel software, with all of the smart features that Pixel phones are known for. I just watched Call Screen block a spam call as I wrote this, and I'm constantly using assistant voice typing to quickly send accurate messages without tapping on the virtual keyboard. I've got more details about these features in our best Google Pixel phone buying guide, but keep in mind that Google will likely introduce the Pixel 10 Pro Fold in August. Number 3. Razer 2025. If you want to test the folding phone waters, there's no better option than the Razer 2025, 8 out of 10, Wired recommends. It's sometimes shocking that this flip phone is just $700. It has the same titanium-reinforced hinge as the Ultra and an IP48 dust and water resistance rating. And while the rest of its specs might not be as flagship grade, notably the MediaTek Dimensity 7400X chipset, it still doesn't feel all that different from the Ultra. The battery capacity is slightly smaller, but you can still get a full day of use out of it. There's a hefty 256 gigabytes of storage, and the screens are similarly bright, sharp, and colorful, though they're slightly smaller. The exception is the cameras. I've been happy with the photos I've captured with the Razer, but it struggles in high contrast scenes with too many shadowy areas or overexposed highlights. It can look a little over-sharpened, and colors are not as accurate as what you get on the Razer Ultra. The ultra-wide camera isn't as good, and video quality also greatly suffers, particularly in low light. Still, you're getting a delightfully designed flip phone at a reasonable price, and the best improvement here is that performance is no longer choppy like on previous Razrs. Number 4. Galaxy Z Fold 6 and Galaxy Z Flip 6. Samsung is the stalwart brand in the folding phone game, whether you opt for its Galaxy Z Fold 6 or Flip 6, 7 out of 10, Wired recommends. That's right, we're already on its 6th generation. If you're worried about durability and repairability, these Samsung phones are the safest choice on the market, with exceptional build quality and reliability, though they're the most expensive. The Fold 6 has an improved wider front screen that feels like a normal smartphone, but not as much as the Pixel 9 Pro Fold or the Honor Magic V3, see below. At least it's decently lightweight. Open it up, and the 7.6-inch screen is a treat. Samsung has stuffed a lot of AI features inside, my favorite of which is Sketch to Image, which lets you draw on your photos to have AI generate a picture based on your sketch. I don't find multitasking as easy as on older phones like the OnePlus Open, and the aspect ratio still restricts some apps from showing a multi-pane view, like Gmail, unless you rotate the phone to landscape. The Flip 6 is much easier to recommend to anyone. It folds well, and the improved hinge design feels more responsive and durable. I prefer the larger front screen on the Motorola Razr Ultra, which generally feels easier to customize and use than Samsung's approach. Otherwise, the Flip 6 remains a great folding flip phone with long software support, great cameras, better than Motorola's, and excellent performance. Just remember to carry a power bank, as it won't last a full day of heavy use. Samsung's next-generation folding phones, the Galaxy Z Flip 7 and Galaxy Z Fold 7, are expected to arrive in July. I recommend waiting to see what's. Number 5. Magic V3. You can import it into the US and hope it works perfectly fine on your carrier, but the Honor Magic V3 is the best book-like fold for anyone in the UK, Europe, or other markets where the phone is sold. 8 out of 10, Wired recommends. It's one of the world's slimmest folding phones, and that means using the external screen feels pretty normal, like a single-screen device. That's good. Open it up, and you get a 7.92-inch expansive screen. These displays are gorgeous, and Honor wins out on other basic functions too, like great battery life, a solid triple camera system, and amenities like wireless charging. Where it falls short is software. Honor has made strides in improving it since its predecessors, but there are still some quirks, like weird transitions between the front and inside screens. The software support on this phone also doesn't last as long as what Google and Samsung offer, which is a shame considering it's nearly as expensive.